Okay guys, hi everyone, we should be on live right now. Again, let's wait a few more minutes before last people join the session, before we start. I made a trading room yesterday as well. I do it again today. We'll follow what we discussed yesterday about and try to explain what kind of signals and what kind of opportunities we can take today. So hi everyone, and hope everything well from your side as well. Okay. Hi Gino. Hi. Good morning. Let's move already to the market, as I already have some position. I will also discuss about maybe not the mistake, but the position I had yesterday that finished and touched my stop loss, and we are going to review it together. So here we are in the market. So yesterday I talked about gold. I also took a long position on gold yesterday. I was aware that there is a lot of volatility, but again my stop loss was tight, and again I will follow my plan, and I will follow what I think about commodities in this type of market events and market let's say trouble, because we're actually in a market trouble in indices in US, especially regarding inflation, regarding the rise in interest rate that a lot of traders are expecting an increase on Wednesday with the Fed talk. So let's move on to gold, and here was my mistake. Okay, so yesterday I opened a buy position here. This wasn't bad. Okay, this wasn't bad at the beginning. But after the price during the ASEAN session went down and make a dip here to let's say 1,810 approximately, and touch my stop loss here again. This is something we can avoid if we put stop loss very far away, and if we want to like position ourselves. But again, I believe today, again, I will still continue with my analysis. I still believe that gold have a lot of opportunity to go on the upside. So that's why I'm still today on a position, and I will explain why I enter again the market. But especially here, you see that the market already make a dip below, make a second touch, and that's why I decided to open and go with the market exactly at this point. Again, my stop loss are very tight. I want to have a huge risk reward, and you know, if I go to the daily chart, I think the main exit would be at this supply you see here. But again, I still believe in the next month we're gonna reach the high here. Okay, of course it depends how you want to manage, but commodities and gold have a lot of place to go in the upside, and yes, we reach again here on the M15, M5 as well. I got a kind of opportunity here when the market dropped, and when I see it already make consolidations on here. So we are going to wait and see what's happening today. I already have huge wins on these trades. Still, there is this type of pattern here that we want to break. There is also, you see, like a Quasimodo pattern here. We have like the shoulders, the first one, we have the head, and we have the second bottom that did not break out this level. So that's why I'm very happy with that, and I hope we can at least break it here, and I will be remove my stop loss to break even. So that's nice. Yesterday we just want to still follow the plan, still go with gold, especially for that week and for the next months. So that's actually my point of view. Okay, regarding pound dollar, okay, I also open a sell at this top movement here. It's let's say a short scalp on pound dollar as well. I also explained yesterday that I expect the dollar to make a new high I expect the dollar to be even stronger, so I'm gonna, let's say, go with the dollar and expect the dollar to be even more stronger. And what is interesting as well, why I decided to go to the pound dollar and not the euro, for example, is that if I go to the euro pound, let's say all the pound pairs, okay, look at that, okay, on the H4 chart, we see here that the pound, breaked out in the euro pound. The pound is very weak recently, so that's why I want to sell the pound dollar. So that's why also that's also an explanation why I actually sell the pound dollar here. So we're gonna monitor this during the session, see if there is also different opportunities, maybe in indices as well. That's why I put the S&P on the middle as well. We don't have any position here. Maybe I still think that we can, close the gap at least here. And if we close the gap, a sell here might be a good signal and a good spot for me. But in order to go and close the gap, buy at that spot, having a tight stop loss below, and waiting for the price to go and close the gap, that's something we can expect. Again, I want to get the best price. Actually, the price already makes some push. Here is not bad at all also to open a buy position. So let's see if we can do that as well. Let me know, guys, on the chat if you still see me and if you hear me well. I get like some kind of error in YouTube, so let me know. And meanwhile I will continue. So please, guys, please give me a feedback on the chat. I will highly appreciate it. Oui, c'est bon. Thanks, Paul. Hello. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we are good. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah, okay, sounds good. Hi, Gavin. Hi, Maximilian. Safe. Okay, we have a lot of traders here. I already recognize some names that trade with us, so very happy to to give us some let's say some trades and analysis meanwhile, so that's nice. And again, some of you can have like a different aspect and different vision of what I'm doing and what I'm taking here on the market. So focus to your plan. Try to understand if you can, I don't know, maybe take a small tips or a small advice or that can help you in your trading. So I would be very happy, but don't move your plan and you don't need to do and make the exact things that I'm doing. It's still my opinion. I have my mindset, I have my risk management, so very important to mention that. Yeah, here the stop loss is very tight on the pound dollar. I know that the risk reward is quite high, but yeah, we should break the next zone. Here we are on the accumulation zone, so that's why I like to do as well. I sell at the top of the accumulation zone, and I expect to break out, and then after, when we break out this structure here, I will remove my my stop loss to break even. But actually right now there is no need to do that, as the market is still on distributing, and then I'm ready to monitor this during the session. And on gold, it's like making a lower high here. You see, kind of very difficult to break this zone here. Yeah, we can break below, but let's say. It's also the same here. And that may be also the same scenario like yesterday. The market is probably waiting the opening in Wall Street, okay? Indices probably going to give the go, and will move the market in either side. But again, I focus on my plan. I will continue by doing what I expect. The dollar should be stronger. Gold and commodities should be more expensive. That's actually what it is on gold. We already see oil touching 120, and I expect it again to reach even a higher price. Okay. Yeah, I know. I should speak a little bit slower, but I want to do a lot of things at the same time, so my head is running meanwhile, you know. Okay, maybe in the middle of the camera. Maybe here. Okay. Yeah, maybe also an entry here on the S&P. I should be start very small as well. Okay. It's not my best spot to make. It's not my best spot to enter the market. Okay, we are exactly on M5 or M5 at the middle here. But you see, I expect we already see this type of circle here, and generally indices and stock market is also moving, you know, very smoothly when it's before the opening. So yeah, we're gonna hold it. And again, what I expect is, let's say, closing the gap here. That's the first thing I will expect. But at least reaching to this zone here, and we will see how the market will react. That will be also an interesting point to do. Yeah, I can put the stop loss also below this structure here. Okay. But yeah, we will be like, I didn't open a lot of risk exposure here, so my stop loss can be even far. That's not that. This is not disturbing me, let's say. Yeah, and we see that gold is still still distributing. I expect to break out. If we break out to above that line here on gold, I will likely remove my stop loss to break even. I can put even more closer. Maybe let's check the yen. I know that I checked the yen earlier, but we had interesting movement on H1, for example, when we have this type of triangle, and then all the time the same context on yen. Okay, and actually nothing to do. You see, we are in an uptrend channel. The dollar yen is continuing his ascension, and you see on M30 we are exactly at the mean. Not exactly at the mean, a bit below. But again, I'm looking for extreme zone to enter to have a high risk reward. So my spot would be at least to the bottom of the range, bottom of the channel. I won't make any trades here. I could open a bit earlier here, but I was focusing on more on gold and dollar. But again, that's your a good entry. And it can, okay, so if we go to lower time frame, we have this uptrend channel that is very clear. Okay, we make here a higher high. But if we go to the H4 chart or even lower than that, it's also we are actually distributing as well. Okay, We have this movement. We will go either way. If you expect the yen to be even, like, if you expect the dollar again to gain some value, and so yeah, the market will break out again. It would be very difficult for me to sell at any point here. The market is very bullish. Making a buy, I will only make a buy on a shorter time frame, because at some point the market will say, okay, we should slow down here. The market already made I don't know, it start here. It's a huge movement. 16% in the Forex pairs. It's something we didn't see a lot of time. Of course, there is the exotic pairs like the Ruben, for example, the Lira Turkish as well. But here on a major pairs, having a 16% movement in less than 2 years, I think, at least, yeah, it's like less than a year even. Start on March and actually we're in June. Which indicator I'm using? I'm using the stochastics. Okay, this is just below. It is the oscillator indicator for me, and I'm using Bollinger Bands, which indicates me the volatility at each moment of time. And of course, in my analysis, I'm all the time have an eye of the price action and the key zone of the day and on weekly, daily. So it's combination of the trees. Stochastics, Bollinger Bands, and of course having let's say some price action and key zone to react. The dollar yen target is 135. That can be you know, we are good. We are not so far. We are actually 134. So you see the risk reward to open a buy on the dollar yen is very tight. If you expect the target to be 135, yeah, the risk reward is very low. So it's better for you to stay away if you want to make a buy. Okay, if you want to make a sell, wait the target you set, and then you could think about building your position. 135.49, yeah. Definitely good joke. Maybe dollar card is also interesting. It's what's happening on oil. Yeah, that's what I'm quite expecting. Dollar card, there is very interesting movement for people that like to trade in big consolidation zone. We touch again this demand here. Yeah, and it should be the same here, selling. I don't know how much can stay here. Yeah, the fact here, we can still break out this zone, okay? We are here, stochastic that cross, but we are still in the middle, okay? There is still some delay, so we have some place to make on the daily chart and on the stochastics to cross above. As you see here, it was quite different, okay? When the price reached here, for example, okay, the market was already like on overbuy, and you know, the market already lost its momentum. Okay, it was exactly the same point here. You see here. Wait. You see here that when the market reached all that, made all that movement, the market here, it was more than here. Yeah, so here also it could be like a breakout. Didn't work here, but what I want to say here is we are kinda approaching the extreme zone at the top, and stochastic didn't finish this movement. So before opening any sell, wait for you see any candlesticks. Any candlesticks confirmation or whatever, and any signal that you can have. But here, making a sell, it's not the place. So wait for the top. It's also reacting to, you see, this zone here. This was a key zone for 2018 and 2019, and we are very struggling to break out. Yeah, looks like Pandora is breaking out on the downside. Not yet. So we have to be careful about that. I can take also some you see some profit here. That's something that would be smart, okay? To take some TP here, close already half, put the stop loss to break even. But yes, we're gonna plan. We're gonna stick to the plan. Yeah, and the S&P is moving quite well here. Okay, so that's nice. I can put my stop loss just below below this movement here. That indicates me that the market, it's returning any situation. So that's nice. You put the TP at the gap. Of course, I'm only putting the TP, if I go to sleep and I hold my position and it reach here, so of course I would be happy to close any profits here, but I would be looking during the day if the market gives any reaction to that resistance level here, as you can see. So talking about removing any stop loss, okay, or let's say for the $1, okay, for this position, you see I already in, and my stop loss I didn't moved it yet, okay. This is like the distribution accumulation zone, or we can say, but my stop loss is still above the zone. Only when the market will break this structure. Okay, so I expect it to break it on the downside. Okay, only when it breaks, you see this support here, I will remove my stop loss to break even. Okay, I will put it here. And you see my stop loss is very tight. Okay, my stop loss is very close. I could already some on M1, on M5 here even. I can already take profit here. Okay, that's not what I'm doing because I believe the pound is very weak and the dollar very strong recently, so I will stick. Risk reward here is quite huge, so again I can also put my stop loss here that is above this structure as well. So we have this structure that is the smallest one, and we have this structure. Okay, even it would be even more smart to put the stop loss above that structure, but you see I have quite a huge exposure. I don't want to risk more. So we will stick to we will risk to what we identified just before. Yeah, I agree, and just before I explain, don't don't look this account and don't assign a risk management. The risk management I'm doing, okay? You don't need to look at the balance I have here, okay? Because I don't have this is not like a 5ers account when you have 4% drawdown, etc. So I'm behaving. It's having a stop loss here for me. It's like having a 0.2 or 0.3% in a 5ers account. But I agree. Okay, I agree. So don't think about the volume I'm taking right now. Just the analysis. Okay, that's also a project I wanted to do, like taking an account, starting with you, and show you the growth of the account, or maybe the loss of the account during a period of time. Okay, that also can be interesting. But here you don't need to to assign to me a risk management because it's quite different. Like having 1% stop loss for personal account, it's okay. Okay, the 1% stop loss is quite okay. Yeah, I can take some TP as well. You see, I don't taking it. Yeah, that's a good question regarding the freestyle. We're gonna make, very soon a new webinar to talk about the freestyle. It was new when we launched it. I think it was maybe 3 months ago. So we want to give some tips, some insight. So and what we will do next in the freestyle. But what we want to check and what we want to know regarding the evaluation account is that you know how to manage your risk. Okay, we have a lot of traders that trade with very, very small lot size, okay, and then moving into the front end account and trade with a big lot size. Okay, this is something that we don't want to see. We want to see a traders in the evaluation trading the same way in the live account. Okay, in the live account you have like a 50k account with a 10% drawdown, so it's quite huge risk management to manage. And we want to see the same behavior in what you do in the evaluation and what you do in the live account. So we are speaking about some rule or some incentives for the traders to behave the same way. Okay, and if your strategy is to trade with small lot size, and that's okay, you can trade small lot size into the funded account. Okay, that's especially what we want to see. But if I can give you an advice, when you trade on a 50k account, use it like you have a 50k account because you don't have drawdown in the evaluation, and trade the same way that you will do in another account, and make it like you say to yourself 0.5% or 1% will be my maximum loss per trade, and that's it. And if you know how to grow your account, it will be totally okay. But we will have some news for the freestyle account, so that's okay. Yeah, we likely I think gold is starting to distribute here. It will likely go to below this zone here. We have the opening in the indices in 1 minute. So let's check what's happening in the dollar index. Yeah, the dollar index is flat today. We have to see any movement in the upside. What is that? Yeah, that's what I expected on gold. We should hold. Let's say this is the opening right now in Wall Street. Yeah, we have to be patient here. Okay, regarding the freestyle, I will be like, we will have a webinar very soon, so don't worry about that. I'm going to explain soon what we expect on our traders for trading the freestyle, but the risk management is exactly the same. Not the same because you don't have drawdown in the evaluation, but you have like 10% drawdown in the 10% drawdown in the live account. All three trade will lose. Let's say, we don't know. You know, my stop loss is very tight, so you know, that's trading. We will see. I hope at least that one of them will go to a TP, you know, or maybe to a zone that I want to close at least the trades. Looks like the pound dollar, you see, don't want in M1 to go even higher than that. And I have like a huge exposure here, so why not? S&P I have a small exposure, so this is fine. But yeah, when we have here on M15 those type of candles here, that, you know, generally gives a signal that it's not looking so good. So we're gonna see. But I would be like, okay, more confident when we will break this high here and this type of trend line. So we will hold and see. Yesterday on gold, it didn't work for me. I hope today it can work at least, and having an important win. You see, when you have here this type of huge movement, it's generally it's institutional moves. Okay, it takes all the stop loss and want to put a lot of pressure on gold to attract the best price to position yourself in the market. So when you have this type of movement here, and the market today went up like that, it's also gives us, you know, a signal where when gold telling you that it can push even higher. So we'll see. But I will still focusing my plan. Even I'm you know, gold will touch the stop loss here. When I will have a new entry point and new signal, I will go long again on gold and continue with that. So it's fine. I'm not building my trading in a 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 risk reward. When I open a position and hold it for a long time, generally I have huge a huge win. So this is nice. Yeah, are you planning to add indices to the freestyle? Yes, also to the bootcamp, but we want to you know, manage the risk a little bit more in indices. Actually, it's available in instant funding programs, and we're gonna see when and how we will implement indices in the different programs, like in the freestyle and like in the bootcamp as well. Okay, so we are still discussing about it here. Yep, I don't want to go any lower here. Taking the time. It's take the time to market to accumulate here and then working out. And again here, it's not the best entry, like I said at the beginning. It's not the best entry to open. No matter the direction, but a buy or sell in the middle of a range, it's not the best spot. So that's why my stop loss is very tight, below even that here. It looks like gold is actually crashing here. Yeah, it looks like spawned. Might be also that the market want to wait the the Fed meeting on Wednesday. Okay, talking about interest rate. We already had a huge movement on the indices this week. We took opening gap in actually yesterday on Monday. Maybe the market, want to play and trade in a range for let's say for today and for tomorrow. We don't know. Yeah, okay. I want to close at least some. Okay, I see that the market already make 3 top on M1 here, so I would remove my stop loss here. Highly expect to have a breakout here. I don't want to risk anymore. I see that my other positions are not going in the way. S&P is going down. We have gold pushing a bit up. Let's say I hope the market can work it, and then we will be we'll still let the stop loss stay here. Again, that's interesting. We have here the S&P starting to get down, and we have the dollar getting stronger. That's exactly the same thing that I explained yesterday when we have the risk on and risk off environment movement. If we see the S&P, and if we see today that the S&P make a new low today, we will have, all the dollar again getting stronger. So Yeah, okay. This is why actually the pound maybe is not go even lower. You know, I hope, you know, but I don't like looking at this type of numbers, okay, statistics. I know that generally retail are not in the good side, but you like when you see at this type of number, it's you don't know where the retail enter the market and where they put a stop loss and how they manage it. You know. Bitcoin target 10k or 99999. Can agree? Yeah, okay, we break out on the pound, we'll see. S&P also just below here. That's fine. I can put a stop loss below here at the bottom, but again, I want to minimize my exposure on S&P. I have also a small lot size. Okay, but here we break out on the pound. Not confirmed. Should see the closure. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, market structure broke. We should have a lower movement. Okay, this is nice. Okay, so we are actually falling on the pound. We want to see a lower movement. We can still goes back to the range, but I already put my stop loss above that spot here, so that's fine. My stop loss in S&P was taking, that was quite understandable. Okay, when you have the S&P and the stock markets going down, investors and traders are rushing to the dollar, and that's what's actually happening here. The pound is very weak as well, so it's still in very short time frame. You see, it's like happening in M1, M5, but when we are living in this type of macro environment, it's quite happening. We'll see if the S&P starting to will continue to break the low of yesterday. I think this was the low of yesterday. Yeah, and that's also why I'm going long on gold, because when you see that there is a lot of pressure in indices in the stock market, investors are looking for edge and are looking for something that can gain in value, and gold, commodities in general, is the best place to put your money when you have a huge market crash. And actually gold is trading at 1,800. It's like a discount for gold when you are a long-term trader. So that's why I will continue, and I will continue what I said yesterday. I will still continue buying gold even for shorter time frame, and we'll see. Actually, in the shorter time frame, I only need to see on M15, let's say on M5, breaking out this zone here. We're gonna see. Yeah, the S&P stopped at the bottom. It was quite expected. Oh, made a mistake here. Not this. And never mind, I closed the gold by mistake. Yeah, I put a hedge here on the pond. Okay, I closed like 20% of my position. I also closed here a trade in gold, so I will have to look again to make another buy. Maybe at the bottom. Okay. Well, guys, already been like 15 minutes we are live. Generally, we approach the end of the session. So I will continue checking the market. And Dory, sorry, but it looks like the market goes on my way today. So the 3 trade will not be losing. At least we have closed and take some profit here on pound dollar. My stop loss is already removed. Yeah, S&P took, but was very small exposure, and we will monitor on gold what's happening. Okay. Okay, so thank you guys for this session. It was interesting. I followed the plan of yesterday that I made in the weekly forecast. Checking the market, risk on, risk off environment. A lot of traders are rushing to the dollar, so of course selling the dollar right now is not the best idea. So that's why we bought some dollar today. The pound is very weak, so also that's why we position ourselves in this market. Gold and commodities, metal commodities, I still expect to have a huge F movement as soon as possible. So we're gonna monitor this during the next days, guys. Thank you very much for being with me today. I really appreciate. We stay in touch, and if you have any more questions, contact us by email. There will be some news on the Freestyle as well. So a lot of news going to happen at the 5ers. Have a nice day, sorry guys, and see you next time. Goodbye.